Hey, what's up? This is Sean from Lullatone, and this is the all-new Omnichord, the OM-108 by Suzuki. Let's check it out. Oh man, I've been really excited for this instrument for a while. So in this video, let's go over a couple of things. First, what is an Omnichord? Second, what does it sound like? Including the sounds of the strum patterns, the bass, and the drums, and how to make the drums sound even better. Part 3, how do you play it? You can get way more chords than you're thinking at first. Then we'll take a quick look at keyboard mode. And finally, we'll go to the thing that's most exciting to me, MIDI. So let's get into it. Okay, so what is an Omnichord? At its core, it's basically an electronic version of an autoharp. An autoharp is a stringed zither that lets you play chords with the push of a button. On a guitar, you make a chord by bending your non-dominant hand's fingers over the strings and then plucking like that. On an autoharp, the buttons mute any strings not in your chord so you can strum the right ones easily. An Omnichord does all of this with circuits instead of strings so you can get way more chords. More on that in a moment. Also, the autoharp's really old and the Omnichord came out in 1981, just like me, so that makes me extra partial to it. So, what's it sound like? The Omnichord has 3 sound channels whose volume can each be adjusted individually: strum plate, rhythm, and chord. Let's take a look at the strum sounds first. The Omnichord comes with 10 preset sounds. Omni 1, Omni 2. They sound the same at first, but more on that in just a moment. Harp, Celeste, acoustic piano. If you press here, you go to the bottom row. Guitar, FM piano, organ, vibraphone, banjo. You can also adjust the sustain from very long notes to short notes. There's also a sub-voice you can mix in with each sound. Or play even just the sub-voice. Okay, so now let's look at the chords. Unlike an autoharp that can only make a sound if you strum the strings, in manual mode, the Omnichord will play your chords just by pressing the button. If you ramp the volume, you can get some nice drone sounds. In auto mode, the chord sounds change from a sustained drone to like rhythmic stabs and bass plucks that sync to the tempo and the style of the rhythm section. There are 10 styles to choose from, but I think all of that will make more sense once we look at the rhythm section. The Omnichord also has a full-fledged drum machine whose tempo and volume can be adjusted. Let's take a look at the 10 rhythms included. All right, this is rock 1. This is rock 2. Wait. I have to tell you a little trick. If you turn off the Omnichord, press and hold the swing button, turn it back on, and then let go when the swing button flashes, you'll be in classic OM-84 mode. This is rock 1. I really prefer these OM-84 sounds. Here's rock 2. Slow rock. Country. Swing. Disco. Hip hop. Funk. Bossa nova. And waltz. But wait, there's another cool trick you can do with the drums. Keyboard mode. You can augment any of the drum patterns with the strum plate. Let's hear it. Which leads us to how to play it. Okay, I think by now you have an idea of the basics of how to play the Omnichord, but let's dig in a little bit deeper. On the surface, it looks like you only have an option of 36 chords. 12 major chords, 12 minor chords, and 12 seventh chords. But it can actually make 108 different chords. Okay, here's the C major, the C minor, and the seventh. But to make the major seventh, simply hold major and seventh at the same time. To make a minor seventh, hold the minor and the seventh at the same time. For an augmented chord, hold all three buttons. To play a diminished chord, hold both the major and the minor buttons together. Suspended fourth chords are made by pressing the major and the seventh of the chord to the left. And to make an add ninth chord, press the major button and the minor button of the chord to the left. Okay, that covers most of the basics of how to play the Omnichord, except for keyboard mode. So let's take a look at that really quickly next. Suzuki made this really nice overlay that helps explain keyboard mode. To enter, simply hit that on button here. And all of the chord buttons turn into like a piano keyboard. You can change the sounds here. But what's really cool is that these buttons turn into drum triggers. Okay, let's move on to the next part, which is what's most important to me. MIDI. I've actually had an older Omnichord, the System 100, for like maybe 10 or 15 years. And I've used it a lot on our albums, concerts, and other stuff. But I always wished there was a way I could trigger other sounds with it. And now with the OM-108, there is. Okay, for this test, let's use the old trusty Minilog by Korg. The Minilog is an analog synthesizer that can have MIDI input into it, so it'll be perfect for this. So for this to work, you need a MIDI cable. You'll go from the output of the Omnichord into the MIDI in. Plug this guy in. Okay, for this first test, let's just use the strum sounds. For that, you'll want to make sure that you're on MIDI channel 1. Oh yeah, here we go. MIDI channel 1. You'll be set. Exit. All right, let's hear. I'm going to hold the chord. C. All of the sounds are coming out of the Minilog. The Omnichord is just telling it which notes to play, which means you can play with the filter and the ADSR. Let's try it with some other sounds. This is a monophonic synth patch, which means only one note's being played at a time. It almost feels like guitar feedback, tuned to follow the chords. Okay, let's see what happens if we change to MIDI channel 2. With MIDI channel 2, the Omnichord sends the notes from the chord section instead of the strum plate. I love this. I hope that was an interesting look at just some of what the Omnichord OM-108 can do. Anytime anyone visits the studio, they almost always run straight to it. It's one of those instruments that's super easy to pick up and really hard to put down. In an age when it feels like a lot of things are getting more and more complicated, sometimes that's just what you need. Okay, thanks for checking this out. I hope to see you again soon. Later.